Hi, I'm Kevin Fontana, and welcome to this episode of Dirt Cheap Guitar. I have in my hands one of the dirt cheap guitars I reviewed last year, and if you click up in the corner there, it'll take you to a more detailed look at this. But what I'm doing today is kind of demonstrating a cheap guitar setup or a cheap guitar rig. And could it be the cheapest one on YouTube? I don't know. Who knows? But I can tell you that the rig that I'm set up with right now is less than $60, but for this and the amplifier that I'll be using. So again, this guitar is a Squire Bullet Stratocaster. I bought this at a pawn shop a couple years ago for around $45. And sometimes pawn shops will put all of their guitars on a really cheap deal if they're trying to get rid of some of their inventory. You just kind of have to keep a lookout. And I'll talk more about the amplifier in a minute, but just to give you some ideas of the sounds. That's the distorted tone, and then I also have the clean sound, which is actually better on this amp. So it's not a bad clean sound. This is going to be good for someone who's just getting started in guitar. The point I'm trying to make is that you don't have to put out a lot of money to get started in guitar. If you're new and you're trying to learn, you don't necessarily need to go out and spend tons of money just to get started. If you look around, you can find some economy stuff to get you going. Is it going to be the best sounding? Not necessarily. Is it going to have problems? There might be some problems with it, but if you're lucky and you have some friends that play or know how to do setups, or you have a reputable shop in your area that can kind of help you with string changes and getting the guitar set up, you don't necessarily have to lay out a ton of cash to start with. That'll come later as you get better. So the amplifier that I'm using, and I've got a close-up shot of this as well. This is a Rocktron V10. My wife actually found this amplifier at a thrift store for $9.99, $9.99. And she bought it because she figured 10 bucks, maybe I could use it. And actually I do use it as a spare amplifier when I'm teaching students. So I have something they don't necessarily have to bring anything with them other than their guitar. Like I said before, the sound is good for cleans. The distorted sounds, depending on what you're going for, it can get some really nasty, gnarly sounds out of it. But it's not exactly what I would play all the time. Here's the distortion. If you dial the distortion way down to almost zero, you get a workable sound. Which again, if you're just starting out, just starting to learn, this could be a pretty good setup. Now, because it can get clean and sounds okay clean, we can try adding guitar pedals to this for better effects. So that's the distortion all the way turned down. That's probably the best sound out of it for the distorted tones. And again, off. The downsides, it doesn't have reverb. You know, it's a small speaker, so it's going to be good for practicing at home. You know, I've got it mic'd up in here so I can get it as loud in a mix as I want it to. But really, it's, you know, it's so-so. The point being that you can get started for not a lot of money. This amplifier is going to be similar to some of the ones that come in the packs, where you can get a guitar plus an amplifier. And you can add effects to the amplifier as well. So, you know, if you want to add more money down the road, you can always go with something like a mini pedal. This one, it's actually pretty good. I'm going to be doing a review of this. This is the Deputy Marshall by Outlaw Effects. New, these are I think around 50 or 60 bucks, but I bought this one used for $20. And it's supposed to emulate a Marshall amplifier. I'll be doing a shootout video to see how far $20 can go to get you to the Marshall sound. So if you added this to the rig now, okay, instead of $55, we're at $75. So we still haven't even hit $100, and you know, you can add other types of pedals like this as well. I'll be doing some other reviews of some of the other manufacturers. Behringer has a good line that are around $20 to $30, and I'll be getting some of those in to kind of take a look at them. And again, all of this is to really get the biggest bang for your buck, because when you're starting out, or if you're not really sure how it's going to go for guitar, you know, you don't necessarily want to spend a ton of money, but then again, you don't want to get something that's going to be difficult to play or not be enjoyable to play and really just be more work than it's worth. If you like this video, be sure and subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and you'll be notified anytime I post new content or go live. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. If there's anything that you'd like me to take a look at, or if you are interested in guitar lessons, send me an email, or you can contact me through YouTube or any of the links that I have to my Facebook page, as well as Twitter, Instagram, etc. I can do lessons over Skype, FaceTime, WebEx, different things like that. Just, you know, let me know. I can do one-off lessons. I can do a series of lessons. If there's something you're having problems with that you want to try to master, you know, hit me up. I play a lot of different styles. And again, this video was just kind of filling in some time because I'm in the process of installing some new equipment. I've got some gear that's going to be going in the rack back here that'll enable me to do better content. Eventually we'll be replacing that camera to get a little bit better view of me for whatever that's worth. And again, until next time, make sure you keep practicing.